Hi, good evening. Welcome everyone, whoever is here. This is Sangeeta, Leadership Growth Mentor, welcoming you again to the three secrets of facing a dream job. And thank you for being here. And you might have um, spending have been spending time with somebody else late this into this evening, but you have chosen to be here, so thank you again. Thank you so much for being here. And I promise you this will be a 90 minutes of power packed session for you to know some clue about picking up from my life, how I um, got my dream jobs one after the other, and still now I'm in the reckoning wherever I go. And so you will start to learn a few tricks out here. So I would request you to take out a pen and a notepad so that you can note some of the things that attracts you. And also what you can do is actually you can ask your questions towards the end, but you can write down your questions right now, right? So thank you again. And mm, so if with your permission I can speak a little about myself. I am a leadership growth mentor in the online space, but I am a strategic partnership consultant as well for since 2008, and I bring all these stakeholders together so that they can facilitate whatever development work that is going on. You know, government policies, they form some policies, but it doesn't reach to people. Why? Because there is misinterpretation at every level. So one level down, people get confused. They come with their own interpretation, and as a result, nothing, like say, not most of the thing gets done. So unless a person from the top handles it directly. So why that happens? That happens because of miscommunication and misunderstanding, misinterpretation, miscommunication, and maybe a bit of not trying to do something. People are not proactive, maybe that is what we can say in government, but here we are not there to blame anybody else. Despite all those things also, I could achieve whatever I wanted to achieve. I had moved people and the policy level despite their misunderstanding, because when a person appears to have misunderstood, what you can do is you can take that person to another a level up, and that person, if both of them sit together, then that gets resolved. And if the directives has come from that senior, then what you can do is you can still go up. So being at Delhi, that is the advantage. You get to the top person, you get access to the top person easily. That is how you can tell. Being a person from the ground, you can convey the difficulties those are happening in the policy level, and that is what I do. So I talk to several stakeholders. Right now I am working for the affordable housing segment for economically weaker section, and affordable housing, it is a very difficult sector, you know. So, and I see misinterpretation of one another, doubt at one another also at several level, and that has been my superpower. So that is what I will be teaching. This kind of superpower can be with you, any of you, because so far in my life I have impacted 18,000 leaders. I have trained 18,000 leaders who have impacted about 1 crore lives. And what I have seen is each of them, at least to the least, has two qualities, two skills. which is not apparent in another person. Even if it is there, the experience and the upbringing of that person will make it into separate skill. So people can utilize their skills to become unique at their space. So that is what I have been doing. So I am looking for training 1 lakh people. That is my mission across the globe. So and impact 1 billion lives. That is not single-handedly possible. So that is why I am looking for people who are right now feeling stuck and unfulfilled in their job. They are feeling so because they have been brilliant, and something in their workspace or in their personal life has stopped them. They are feeling stuck. So let us start sharing the PPT that is there. And here is the PPT. So 3 secrets to fetch your dream job. And when you say dream job, whether you are in that dream job or not, uh, am I there? Let me share screen. Yeah. So whether you are in a job, and if it is not a dream job, also you can make it into a dream job. Why you are thinking that this is a not a dream job? Because you think of the beginning. When you came to this job, you had a lot of dreams while you came to the job. In somewhere in the middle, you have lost that momentum, you have lost that interest, which is why this doesn't appear to be a dream job. But how you can make this also a dream job, how you can come back to reckoning, how everybody will again see and rediscover your talents and your potential. That is also is what I teach in resourceful influencing. So for that to happen, you need to be resourceful, and that is what I will be. I generally teach, and it has 3 secrets, right? And let us see who this is for. This is for mid-career professionals with 5 to 12 years of experience who are feeling stuck and unfulfilled because they have been brilliant in their work areas, which is why maybe this is one of the reason. That is what I have discovered. This is one of the reason why people sideline them, because they are so brilliant, so promising, so potential that they create insecurity in their seniors. So that is why people kind of work like say against them. But if you if you can't move your seniors, how can you move a bigger goal in your life? So that is the first thing you have to overcome, right? So that is why this is the work that I do. And what is in it for you? You can design your roadmap now, how to overcome that, how to do that. Be sought after, create victories, ready for 3x growth. So before you fetch your dream job, you have to be ready, right? And make growth obvious. You do accordingly so that it becomes obvious that it will be for you, right? So that is what I do. And who I am. I am Sangeeta, and so far I have trained 18,000 professionals to impact about 1 crore lives. I have worked across India in 16 states, directly, indirectly, since 2008, and all of whom I have trained, they are doing great by themselves. They are doing great jobs and they are enhancing people's lives in many ways. And each of them, as I told in the beginning of this webinar, that I found at least 2 skills in them with which they didn't make use before, and which can be harnessed into making them phenomenal, very potential, right? And why I'm doing this? To handle negativity and distraction, because I want people around me to be very positive, very creative, and they always should strive to become more. That is the environment I want to live in. That is why I'm doing this. And creative utilization of energy. Unless the energy is creatively utilized, people misuse their energy and they get into lot of negativity in their lives, kind of OCD, people get into extreme personal uh, exploitation. So that is the thing that I have seen in my life. And give yourself time to find your own potential. If you are creeping and wasting your energy, you are not giving yourself time. All the time is yours, but you are wasting that in creeping and in negativity. So if you start giving yourself time to discover your potential, then only you can discover, right? If you don't give yourself any time, then how can you discover any of the positivity that you have, right? So, defining moments in life, why I have started doing this, not since 2008. As a child also I learned from my father that be a kingmaker, leverage. So that is the first thing he said. If nobody tries, if you will be a kingmaker, then the other person has brilliancy, and that brilliance you can also utilize to make your goal possible. It is not always you do, but to to achieve that goal, you have to facilitate people. People will have brilliance, but they will not know how to leverage. So this is the first principle that I learned. In this, somebody else becomes a king, but you achieve your goal, right? So uh, those of you who resonate with this, they can understand. It is if you know the king and the poet, the king is recognized in his own country, but the poet is recognized worldwide, right? So I want to be the poet in this context. That is what. So I want to be recognized more than the king. That is how, even if you, what was Mahatma Gandhi? He was not king or prime minister or president of any country, and not even our country, but he is recognized more, right? So that is what I want to become. Start small and build upon that. So if you, when I was in, say, in my KG standards, so then also I was told to write a page because the teacher was not there in that period. Some other teacher had come and he asked to write a page. So everybody was trying to write in good handwriting. So page after page they were like say discarding that page. And so from the beginning I started writing, and I continued with that. So when you start continuing in a particular manner, if you maintain a particular discipline, in your writing especially, even if your handwriting is not good, it will appear very good. It appears neat. That is what brings the beauty and that is what impresses people. So the teacher appreciated me too much. And then this is the second lesson that I learned, that start small. Whenever I started in my life, it so happened that I started a small thing, but I built upon that and it became huge stories. That will be what we'll be seeing. So even if you are starting small and doing it alone in the beginning, slowly people will come to you because you are looking like say spotting talent instantly. So that was my superpower, of course. So that is the superpower every leader should have. Spotting talent in others, right? And helping them to grow. So this helps to grow in compounding effect, and allow the credit to go to somebody else. Be versatile and profuse. If you allow whatever work you are doing, if somebody else is taking that credit, don't bother, because that is temporary, right? Suppose skill building thing you are doing. If you are building the skill is a lot of skills, right? So if you are building skills, then for one skill building target, suppose somebody takes the credit. Other skills are not so important. So even if you achieve your target, nobody takes notice. But you in under your portfolio there will be a variety of skills for which you have achieved your target, right? So that way you become versatile and profuse, and be a decision maker like say this is very important thing that my father told me, that decision maker, if you are not taking a decision right now, and if you don't know how to take decision, then you will not be able to take decision when it matters. When you are asked to take a decision, you will not be able to do. The other day in one of my group, it is a group of 250 members, and every day I post there. Last few days something happened because of which I couldn't post. Somebody called me and he was asking, you are also not posting, nobody is active in that group anymore. I said, if you see that I am not posting for few some days now, why can't you say good morning or post something? So he said, it is so very difficult to take decisions. Even a small thing like that, just posting something, say good morning or some good morning message, posting that also takes time for people to decide. And nobody, even after that discussion happened, he couldn't take any decision. He has not posted till now. It has been 7 days since. So this is a habit, so if you take decisions quickly, then you will form a habit of taking quick decisions. If you don't take decisions right now, you will form a habit of not taking any decision when it matters. So this is very very, and because they are not taking decisions, they procrastinate. So they cannot decide, like say any of you, if you are like that, then this is a alarming call, warning call for you. And put 5% more effort in finding facts, save 95% effort because of rework. So if it is right now you are doing something, and if 5% effort is required in finding something, then give that 5%. Don't pay excuse, because another time if you start finding, then you'll have to start all over again. This happened when I was doing a project report around Hirakud. Hirakud, the resettled people of Hirakud Dam. These people were displaced, and I knew for sure, because I happened to be from that space, that place. I knew that people who were displaced, they lost their land, they lost their home, and the land that they were given, because it is very nearby to the dam, this was waterlogged. This is the first thing. And the land that they are given, even if they are given a bit away from this dam, it required a lot of rework. This land requires a lot of work, consistent work in that land, so that it becomes fertile. And they, thousands of generations, these people have been living in that area, and suddenly they were displaced. So this was the thing, this was the project I was doing, and my seniors were not ready to invest 5% more time to know about this displaced, the present circumstances of these people. So later on, after say many more years, suddenly there is an awareness that these dams are of no use. It displaces people. So right now, no major dam project is happening because of that. The awareness has come much after, you know. So this is this is something that, from my experience, of course, if it will be of use to you, then it will be a great thing. Then first experience of resourcefulness. When I was this as I said, I teach you resourcefulness to be distinct from all other people. So how I learned about resourcefulness, I just some few days back I was reading Tony Robbins' quote that source, resource, and resourcefulness are going to be the order of the day soon. And again I was undergoing another report wherein it has been quoted that the biggest companies like IBM, they are going for resourcefulness while recruitment. They will not recruit anymore from like say, any more looking at your qualification and experience. They will look at your resourcefulness. If you are resourceful, then they will recruit and train you. That is how the recruitment is going to be way forward. Now that COVID has happened, the recruitment system, the employment system, all are going to change, right? So, this is the right time when you should learn about your resourcefulness. If you are resourceful, then, and also you can cultivate this resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is what? It is about acting according to the situation, making, like say, spending less and achieving more. That is what resourcefulness is. How to do that? That is different for different people and different for different departments, different for different subjects. So you need to learn yours, right? So first experience of resourcefulness happened to me when I was attending a HR workshop, and my background is not HR, but I was attending a HR workshop because the organization where I was working was very small, and they had hired me to take care overall charge of their organization, and I was attending that HR workshop where the requirement was to present the HR policy. So the biggest organization had their HR policy done, and my organization didn't have any HR policy. Out of those 10 organizations, those were participating, only I didn't have any HR policy. So I took a day off and I created the HR policy and presented, and it was very much appreciated. It was a very complex three-level kind of HR policy which was integrated and woven into one another, and it became very logical and attractive to everybody, impressing everybody. So it impressed the people who were participating. Those were very senior people from the biggest organization, and that is where they remembered me. So 2 years after, when I applied in that organization, despite not having the educational qualification, I got recruited there. So this was the power of resourcefulness. So everybody knew that my forte was not HR thing. My forte, of course, was numbers and team building. So let us see uh, what industry data says. Why people are dissatisfied and stagnant at their workplace, right? Everybody knows that salary, relationship with boss, work condition, supervision, micromanagement kind, and relationship with peers are the main reasons why people are dissatisfied at workplace. Company policy also, right? In another slide, it says that the same factors which are responsible for employee dissatisfaction are also good factors for some other people. If you see the white cylinders out here, these are the people who are okay with the same thing. So how the same factors which are responsible for employees dissatisfaction is also constructive for some other people. What is the reason? Reason is something else apart from this workplace issues. It is on the leader who is resourceful and who has, like say, taken all these factors in a positive sense with transparency, which is why people have enjoyed these factors, which are otherwise nobody is happy about their salary, right? Normally people are not happy about their salary, but even then they work, you know. So let us see. Suppose you are in that stagnant, because that is what I am saying. If you are stagnant and you are stuck in your position, Then what you do, the industry data says till you get another job, you are at less than 20% productivity. That means you are not working. And there is no guarantee that you will get the job soon. It will take 6 months. It says the 2 to 4 weeks to 5 years also. So if you get that job, say suppose after 5 years, then you are for 5 years, you are working at 20% productivity. What will you tell at the next job interview? They will find out that you haven't worked, and they will be scared to offer you any new opportunity. So you are working against yourself, right? So I did a market research, a poll I conducted in LinkedIn, where I had asked if you already have a game plan, nothing has moved as yet. So what do you think? What is missing, or so you think that you cannot do anything about? So only 49 people voted, and if you see, they are looking for alternative and something else, other something other reason is there which they didn't tell. The poll doesn't allow to give more than 4 choices. So it is like say only 30% who are saying that it is dignity and respect. Other people are saying that it is something else. And out of those 4,700 people, only 49 bothered to vote. Other people only saw. That means what? They have resigned to their fate. They have resigned to their fate, thinking that nothing will happen, nothing positive will happen, right? So not all issues are workplace related issues. In another market research that I did, I found that people are stuck because of variety of reasons. If you see, there are two colors out here. The white colors are related to workplace issues, but the pink ones are not related directly to workplace issues. Here, the biggest thing is comparison. They are comparing with somebody else. Even if they are getting very hefty salary, somebody else is getting heftier salary, so they are stuck. And fear of left behind. People have started like say 3 4 5 things at the same time, and they are not able to cope up with any. So this is this another reason. And other reasons are, if you see, these are habitual issues, mindset issues, actions issues, attitudinal issues. So these are the slave mindset, fear of getting rejected, judged, something amiss, something is missing, they don't know, no sharing, they don't share anything with anybody, they don't ask for help, lack of self acceptance. These people are constricted into themselves. They are not trying to find out any solution. So that is what they are doing. So they are feeling stuck. There is no solutions possible. If most of the people are into this category, then it is very difficult also to explain them in this webinar also, because I have found that repeatedly, despite my repeated call to share, to comment, people are not able to come out of their shell. It is so difficult. So what I am suggesting is, please come out of your shell one to one also. So how to deal with this? Here is what. My mission: impact 1 billion lives with 1 lakh super performing global players in 139 countries with $1 billion enterprise. This is, of course, whatever I am offering, of course, is not for all. Not all people will understand what I am saying, because not they are those 5 defining moments that I told you. One or other will be kind of affecting them. So they will not be able to take a decision to come for help to me, right? Apart from the fact that they don't see that I can provide them any solutions. If that is so, let me also show you what I have to tell. So even if you think that I cannot, I cannot teach you or I cannot resolve your problem, here is what is the truth bomb. The resourceful person wins. Continuous recognition and growth is the first secret. Second is how to succeed and achieve your goals despite organization related struggles. You are complaining a lot about organizational struggles, right? So here are the here is the second thing, and the third is the big secret to stay relevant without feeling burnt out. Even if somebody else learns, because you are allowing everybody to learn and grow and become more, it doesn't mean that somebody else will get over you, because as I say, with their experience, their background, they, even if they become more, they will be of help to you. You don't bother, you have to bother about your mindset, how to leverage them, right? So here is my blueprint. The blueprint says that you have to find out your unique area, how you are very unique. You have to prove that prove that continuously, that is resilience, and then with that resilience you have to influence people around, and you have to do something for to maintain your prominence. What do you do? So this is the blueprint, you have to find out that, right? And most of it, surprisingly, is about your attitude, habit, action, and perception. That is what is making you stuck. And if you correct this, then you will find your roadmap automatically, right? So let me tell you what I have done. So I took this project of enumerating 44 lakh women in 2 months in Rajasthan. So how did I do this? 44 lakh women in 2 months means per day it is say 75,000 women. So if we can do 5 to 10 ladies, one person one day, then it becomes kind of 2,500 resources. So all the 2,500 resources will not stay for entire 2 months. So that is why I had hired 12,000 resources. So this is one project wherein the 12,000 resources at one time I had trained, and make a list of camps that they will do per day. So there were kind of 250 camps per day across 29 districts of Rajasthan. So the logistics and everything that I had arranged. So this required a huge planning program. So in that project, one of my colleague was Mr. Ravi Kumar Burma. He says, when each team member is struggling with reports, reconciliation, documentation, payment, and other things, how do you manage to have everything done and complete in time and available always to help us also? So this is what he was, he kind of was wondering. So the this secret was my superpower is kind of finishing everything um, at the first go. If it is to be done right now, it has to be done right now. So everything, every work of mine was up to date. So there was a particular day, weekly, this reconciliation was happening. So I was already done. So they had to start doing reconciliation at that time. So that is why they were struggling, right? So this was a mindset issue, right? So this is what slowly they had learned there also. And in that project, one of the senior team leader was saying, how do you manage team members whom you have never known before, even in remote places? So those 12,000 people were not from my organization, obviously. So those were from all over India. So I knew them, I got them together. And once you recognize skills, to khubi of people, to superpower of people, they will be close to you, right? So that is how I managed to be close to those people. Soon after that, I had a CSC project under National E-Governance in Meghalaya. So here I train about 1,500 kiosk people to be placed in 239 kiosks across Meghalaya. And here, the national head was saying one can count on you even if you are traveling on train to send important documents. So that is what. And then the NIC Meghalaya. So there was an issue of connectivity because it is a CSC kiosk. It was supposed to be connected to the central server at Meghalaya, at Shillong. But Shillong, Meghalaya is the terrain is very uneven, so the broadband was not working. So I had suggested about data card, 125 data card, and VSAT as solution. So he he was wondering, despite not being a technical person, how did you come up with this solution? You are looking for solution. If you look for solution, not problems, then solution will come no matter what you are. That is how the solution had come at first when I went to that HR workshop, right? Then a kiosk lady, these are the kiosk people that I had recruited. So there was a business plan I had to make for each of the kiosk person so that they can earn 5,000 to 10,000 rupees a month. So the utility bill payment, the land certificate, the birth certificate. So for each they had to put some margin money. That is how they had to learn. And Ms. Kharmolong had to say, I wouldn't have figured out this to be a business opportunity but for you. So this was a huge compliment. Right now, these CSEs are taken by people with 3 to 4 lakhs donation each CSE. That time I had to bring people to take over these CSEs. Then after that, I had this 30. There is a pocket near Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. The French villagers didn't have food to eat after 3 months, so they had to depend on the forest. So in 4 years' time, this patch became food sufficient. They had so much of food grains that they produced that they became kind of they generated about 36 lakh corpus into their federation. So I started with SSGs, making small SSGs. Then I had federated them into a federation. And ladies were leaders out there, illiterate ladies who didn't read right, but they managed 36 lakh rupees with some guidance. So it is possible, right? And these ladies actually won 17 awards themselves. They had broken mustard production record of Madhya Pradesh when this MGNRAGA work was not there. They started hybrid mustard production, and their minimum was 12 quintal, maximum was 24 quintal. This crop estimate was done by the Vice Chancellor of Jabalpur Agriculture University. So they won 17 awards in 4 years, broke mustard production record. They were into a federation where the board members were them, and they had formed two clusters because these villages were in, like say, there was a road, and then both sides of the road and around the Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve. So those were in two clusters. And these ladies were in district governing board convened by the district collector. They became the member of district governing board deciding what to be done in their area. See, when there were eminent district officers in those areas, these ladies were able to tell what is required, and the roads were constructed. When I went there in 2011, there were no roads. And when I went to KVK scientists to train these people, because alternative livelihoods were required, right? And this place was Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve, so there was no fence. So people were getting into the core area and getting killed. and so alternative livelihood was to be given. So for illiterate people, what alternative you can give? So we chose agriculture, and when I went to KVK scientists to give these people a training, they were saying, "आप तो बहुत जंगल में घुस के काम करते हो, madam. We can't, we can't go there. So bring them to the block where we can give them training." So these ladies, they were never out of their home. How can they be brought to the block level? So what I did was I learned it first, then taught everybody a little thing. There is a list of training that I did, and in a particular village there were several masters. That is how I created leaders out there, right? They were um, selling their services, and they were buying services from others who were master in their field. So I had identified about say 100 things: poultry, dairy, root treatment, soil treatment, seed treatment, and drip irrigation, bookkeeping, accounting, decision making, then governing, secretary, like say, of the SHGs. All these were something. For each, I had some work. I had assigned some responsibility to each lady, right? And in 2013, these farmers, these ladies were felicitated by the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, who was Narendra Modi then. And it was a farmer convention. Out of about 50,000 farmers were there. Out of those, he selected my farmers to be the winners, right? So, and Devti Bai is one who talked about micro capital. She knew that a small capital is very necessary to escape the vicious cycle of poverty. So that is how she won the CII award of 1.5 lakh rupees. And she was felicitated by the then Industry Minister, Mr. Anand Sharma. And this is Chandra Shekhar, who is winning MS Swaminathan Research Foundation Award. Lalli Bai, she had won the Earth Award for her contribution in SHG formation from the Andhra Pradesh governor. And my colleague Jisu Chakravarti says, say about me that uncanny talent to spot talent in others. That is what he says. He is now in UNDP. He was a fresher at that time with me. And this is Mukesh, a grassroots worker. He is the CEO of the farmer producer organization out there in Bandhavgarh. And uh, after that, I went to be the HR head of this company, wherein I kind of formulated 40 kind of incentive structure for the grassroots workers. For that, I was sent to Canada for a study tour, and then I was picked up by the Mint Munch magazine. Out of the 33 ladies, I was one of them. I also helped the organization to beg ICICI Foundation Award during this time. Here as HR head, I developed the second rank. Here is the picture of Moni Mandal. When he joined the company, he started as a executive HR to assist me. And she, since last 6 years, she didn't have any education. So I kind of inspired her to uh, take one HR course. So she took a HR course also. Again, she did a MBA from an eminent institute also. And she is now the HR manager in that organization. She is not the head of HR, but she is the most prominent in that. So that is what resourcefulness is. Even if you are not heading your organization, you are the most important person in that organization. So secret number 2. So do you think that all this happened, all opportunities were given in a platter? It was not so. The organization struggle were there. People were saying something. Some thing also happened. Despite that, I all these things that all these projects that I have been describing, these are in two organizations, two sister concerns, of course. So where I joined the company in 2008, it collapsed in 2010. And I was sidelined for promotion twice in 2010 and 2015. In 2010, when the company collapsed, in 2011, I shifted to the sister concern. There also, I was sidelined for promotion in 2015. Wrong appraisal in 2009. Uh, my boss told me, you are too disciplined to be human. So that is what people can say anything. Not given budget to serve clients. In my work, there were resources were to be given to me to serve clients, right? This happened in 2009 and 2016 when I was taken out of field operation. But when I was taken out of field operation, I designed ecotourism for Meghalaya in 2009, which is happening right now. It has spread to entire Northeast. And incentive for the grassroots workers when in 2015 I was declared as the HR head, of course. Right now, I think that was promotion itself. My rank didn't increase, but my prestige was increased. Like say, I was more than a vice president, right? So, and in 2016, I was taken again from the HR responsibility, and I was sent to revive. I was sent to Jharkhand, to Khuti, a Naxal affected area, where I revived a watershed in 2016. All this happened when I was sidelined, and I kind of some rules I adopted, not to fit in, distance where it was required, let go of whatever has happened. Evidence may show later, so I always started working right now. So I didn't care for the outcome right now, it will not immediately show. So even when people were that time in 2013-14, I was every year I was scolded by my MD, why are you adopting this organic farming and beekeeping and all? So he now does that after 6 years, and no comparison. As I said, I was comparing myself when I was HR head and others of my rank were promoted to vice president level. So I was no less, right? Being in B zone. So I do what I like, whether people appreciate right now or not. People appreciate right now or not. I would not stop doing what is right to be done. What is the correct step? Always I do. So that is what I'll teach. So don't bother about people, because people will not, they don't afford, they won't afford you to let go. Like say, you have to be there. They will be doing all sorts of things, but you will be building slowly. That is what they will be dependent on. So in Jharkhand, one of my colleague became the Panchayat secretary. He says she finds a way out for herself and others. And in less than a year, she has revived the women groups tremendously. This is what Soil Conservation Officer of Khuti said. This is the third secret, the big secret to stay relevant without feeling burnt out. So after you tell everything, you allow people to grow around you. Sometimes after, the senior management may ask, and everybody else, they will ask again. Like say in my case, what happened? I came from agriculture to CSC, then HR, so many things. So how many things one can do to prove one's worth? So everybody will ask how many things to be done. So how to stay relevant without feeling burnt out. So what I do right now is I do now whatever experience I have brought them together and make it one mission. So right now, all with my all experience, what I have done is right now I am working on affordable housing, which I have coined under a slogan, which is solar efficient, disaster resilient, sustainable, affordable housing for economically weaker section. So under this everything comes, but it will come in a package. So it will have an impact, not like say spread out impact here there like that, but it will have a holistic effect. So sometime in your case, 5 to 12 years of experience if you have, then it is time for you to consolidate and have that mission right now. If you are not having, then this is another reason why you are feeling stuck and unfulfilled, because all your work seems to have been like say spread out in different direction without any meaning. But there is a meaning. If you know how to consolidate them, then only you will see the meaning of your life and whatever you have done, right? And so with that experience, now another one is 11 farmer producer I did. It takes farmer producer to come into being 1.5 years, but I did in say 3 years. And affordable housing that which I told you. Also, I have spoken about my strategic partnership that I do and facilitate, innovate, synergize, focus, and start small. These are the things I follow right now. And here I am with Nobel laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus, who is talking about solar small enterprises for uh, for climate resilience. So my mission, whatever I am doing, I am just integrating with his mission so that someday I'll work with him. So if I start intending, putting intention like this, then slowly it will happen because I will start pushing towards that, and I will be working towards that. It will be so significant because I have brought so many people together that this is the time it will be pushed to that direction only. So this I'm so sure, and here I am with the Finance Secretary of Orissa, whom I am conveying that this affordable housing scheme is a big thing and it has to be taken care of, taken note of. So last about 15 days back, the Chief Minister of Orissa has written to the center that 1.84 lakh homes to be built in Orissa. You know, Orissa is a disaster prone state in India. So the second stage of my depth creation is like to come online. So I came to Mr. Vivek Mehrotra, my mentor, who has shaped my entire vision and mission. That he is a law of attraction expert, but during the course of interaction with him, he told me your vision will be best served online because you cannot reach that number of people physically, right? Physically not possible. There has to be enormous amount of scope to be there to reach out people physically, but online you can reach out if you can have this idea. So that is, I'm grateful for. He is my mentor. So I have started my online journey, and his mentor is Siddharth Rasikar, who is a leading new age digital educator, and he has a system in which the first stage is to be a freedom finisher. This is him interviewing me when I achieved that feat, right? And this is the certificate I have received. Right now, I am being mentored by all the prominent digital educators of the space. So India will be an inspiring leader in educational field. India always was. So I am there learning from all of them. And this is Blair Singer, coach of Robert Kiyosaki, and from whom all the mentors were learning, and I am also part of his training workshop off and on. Online success stories. My clients say extremely talented and mature in her work. She coaches well. She pushes you to deliver and reach your best. Great coach. Thank you. Looking forward to working with her again. And India online success stories. This is a marketing intern whom I had taught about how to create this market research and do a report. This is Praveen Samant, who is a DGM level person who didn't have any opportunity last 2.5 years. He has started getting offers of vice president level. And for all this, I have some discipline. So here is a course that I have, which I call as Freedom Leadership Growth Bundle, and it is a 6-course bundle. So my flagship program is Leadership Growth Blueprint. Make your last few days here unique wherever you are working. If you are about to quit, what you do which nobody can replicate. How would you create your enterprise while in job? How to reach to an unpublished job? So this is all that you will be learning out here. You have to have a particular mindset to reach out to an unpublished job. Here, I would like to tell you that all my life, whatever 6, 7 jobs that I have done, it was because of resourcefulness. No job was published. It was carved out of that organization. Because there was a requirement, I just fitted into it. So there will be a 4-day course of the first day will be finding your uniqueness. This is the dream tracker that we'll be building for you. And the second days will be building on uniqueness. First day will be finding your uniqueness. The second day will be building on your uniqueness. Third day will be earn credibility. And fourth day will be sought after. Uh, solve and resolve. So these are additional studies, of course. Climb the ladder and core portfolio. And the bonuses are like say because internal patterns, what you are, how your actions are, how your behaviors are, what you are thinking, all that will be covered under internal patterns. These are very, very essential to get you out of that stuckness. Because of your mindset only you are stuck, right? There will be some additional supplementaries for this also, which will be exercises for you. This is what we will do. Pull your own strings. This is inspired by Venn Dyer, attitude shift, body capacity, expectation aligned, choose your own phoenix. These are exercises you will be doing. And the second is mindfulness. So how you will bring discipline into your mind. Whatever internal patterns you are having, there are some skills to upgrade your soul to a different level, to know itself. Those exercises we'll be doing, and these are supplementary works. Not all of you will require the same thing, but whoever requires this thing, there will be some exercise for that person. The third is process versus results. Before results, there has to be process. There was somebody, I'm like say he was teaching the cycling team of London, so, England. So he was kind of so suddenly England become the winner of all cycling championship. How did that happen? He was working on the process of the entire team. They were skilled, but because they were not working on processes, so they were not able to win the championship when it came to the championship. So that process that you need to build within yourself. Some supplementaries here as well. Then delegate appropriate. This is the mentoring part wherein you have to build your second rank. So you have to delegate them according to their strength. You cannot ask a fish to um, fish to climb the tree or the bird to swim, right? Whoever is suited for whatever, that you need to assign them so that they can grow. And that is what you have to delegate appropriately. For that you need to know how to recognize talent, and these are some additional supplementaries. Tune in with self, assess yourself, strategize mentoring, kill lethargy. The fifth bonus is joypreneurship. This is where you need to focus on yourself, what you love the most, what you are passionate about. That you need to monetize, you need to have a skill, as I am doing right now. I have this skill of spotting talent in people, so uh, I have made that into a course which you will learn, and you will know how to be a leader. Leader is a person who is recognized, who is a person recognized everywhere, irrespective of his position, his or her position, right? That is what I am doing. I am consolidating with depth, and here also, this is joy, juggle out of the box yardstick. This is the joy that you will be doing. And this is the entire blueprint bundle in which we influence with resourcefulness and grow our inner strength, building credibility, being resilient, implant influence, and anticipating and preparing for change. Something as a leader you will be doing which will make you out of the scene entirely. So you have to go somewhere to do something else, right? If you are building well. So this is the blueprint which is worth 59,994. But if you are here, you will get all the results, journey of accomplishments, story of your invisible uniqueness which escaped you so far, the summit of achievement and wisdom that had many failures. Help your boss discover the ultimate clue towards his stardom. Look at your colleagues with a different set of assumptions. Relive the pre-wedding days with your spouse. Identify the one thing you want right in this moment to be happy. What all you would like to be doing next 90 days with your aspirations. Undergone a bad day today? Turn it into a positive story. This is mindset reset. Observe any incidents to be bringing on an insight to you. Tell a story as to how your action changed the troublesome person to your best supporter. Being known for being a proactive person, contribute with wherever you can. Become a go-to person, build your reputation further. Spread to 5 areas of specialty and then integrate to build depth. Continue to build that identity, ensure being leadership material. So these are the results that you will be getting at the end of this 14 days. It will be a 14 weeks course all total, wherein the course will be done in say 6 or 7 days by yourself. You can be at freedom to complete the course, but there will be 14 classes. Your hand holding sessions will be 14, and the results will be this. And whatever results you want for any of these, one or many results you can go for. And the webinar price today is 5,999 only if you go for it right now, right? So these are the small things that I do every day. So today's day too, I have received some communication thing that I keep on doing and getting. So right now. So that is all. If you some of you are here, then you can ask any question to me, or you can replay this and look at it, and also approach me, reach out to me for further clarification. And those of you who will be reaching out to me in next 7 days, they will be getting this price only, right? Thank you.